You're watching Mirror 7 News. Stay informed, stay ahead for more news.
Late Tuesday night into Wednesday, a dramatic incident unfolded over Poland's skies that has shaken Europe and raised global alarms. Nearly 20 drones, believed to have been launched by Russia, crossed into Polish airspace, a direct violation of both NATO and European Union territory. It was a tense moment, and NATO forces were immediately called in to help intercept the drones. At least 3 drones were shot down, and 14 were later recovered on the ground, alongside debris from what officials described as an unidentified projectile. Thankfully, there were no casualties. However, damage was reported. One house in eastern Poland had its roof blown apart, and a car was destroyed. Polish soldiers were seen inspecting the wreckage in villages like Skakiwola, where residents were shaken but unhurt. Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk did not mince words. He told Parliament that this was the closest Poland, and by extension NATO, had come to open conflict with Russia since World War II. He confirmed that fighter jets had scrambled not only from Poland, but also from NATO allies, underscoring the seriousness of the threat. Warsaw quickly invoked Video 4 of the NATO treaty, which requires urgent consultations whenever a member feels its security is at risk. The Western response was firm. Leaders across Europe denounced the drone incursion as a deliberate act, not an accident. Poland's foreign minister called it an unprecedented attack on NATO territory. Germany's chancellor labeled it aggressive. France's president Emmanuel Macron warned Moscow against further escalation, while U.S. officials pledged to defend every inch of NATO soil. The European Union's foreign policy chief said this was the most serious violation of European airspace by Russia since the war began. Moscow, however, flatly denied responsibility. Russian officials insisted they had no intention of striking Poland, claiming instead that Warsaw was exaggerating and even seeking to inflame the situation. Meanwhile, Belarus, a close Russian ally, said it had also shot down stray drones overnight, though it provided no details. The timing of the incident has not gone unnoticed. It happened just days before large-scale joint military exercises between Russia and Belarus, known as Zapad 2025, involving some 30,000 troops. As a precaution, Poland announced it will close its border with Belarus. Adding to the political tension, U.S. President Donald Trump reacted online with a brief but pointed message. "What's going on with Russia violating Polish airspace with drones? It's on." He later scheduled talks with Poland's President Karol Nawrocki, signaling Washington's close watch on the crisis. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky also weighed in, claiming the drones were intentionally aimed at Poland, while Russia simultaneously launched hundreds of drones and missiles against Ukraine. He renewed his call for a joint air defense system with NATO allies, expressing frustration over what he saw as a lack of decisive Western action. In the end, no lives were lost, but the political shockwaves are enormous. The drone incident has reminded Europe and the world just how fragile the balance is along NATO's eastern flank, and how quickly the war in Ukraine could spill over into a broader confrontation. Stay subscribed for more videos.